So, my name is Brianna, and this is my presentation over social media and mental health. So, to introduce this topic, I chose the topic of social media and its effect on mental health. I chose this topic because it is something that piqued my interest last semester during one of my humanities classes, and I wanted to further my knowledge. The topic itself is relevant because social media is constantly growing and people are increasing their usage of it daily. In addition to this, it is a growing concern among my generation as people spend more time on their phones and mental health problems increase among young adults. So, the scholars I chose to include had various thoughts on the presented topic. They all agreed that social media could play a more significant role in the long-term spectrum than we possibly imagined. It is not the apps themselves that cause the issues, but the content that people consume and the time they choose to spend online. Two scholars mentioned how the information on social media about mental health could be misleading and how some people glamorize disorders, making them seem appealing to their audiences. Overall, they all unanimously agree that the time on social media should be monitored to decrease the risk and that people need to be aware of the issues so they can be aware of the risks that can occur while they are online. So, for my research, I had two primary research methods I used throughout the project. The first one was a class survey that my classmates participated in. The purpose of that survey was to gauge what they knew about the given topic, what they thought about it, and to collect some data on their usage and screen time. They were asked 12 questions regarding their knowledge and feelings towards social media and asked to give feedback on certain social media platforms. After I collected their results, they were turned into percentages and facts to be included in my paper. So, the second research method that I used was an experiment that I conducted among a group of teens and young adults. It took place over the course of 2 weeks with weekly check-ins and questions that they were required to answer. At the beginning of week 1, the participants' screen times were recorded for reference in the second week. In addition to this, they were asked questions regarding how they felt using certain apps and had to reflect on what they felt at the end of each day. During the second week, the part that changed was they had to cut their screen time in half and reflect on the same questions. The overall purpose of my study was to determine how they felt when they cut their usage and to see if it had any impact. So, in conclusion on my experiment, the second week of the experiment had better overall ratings regarding feelings and mood. During the first week, feelings of restlessness, irritability, and poor sleep were recorded, which were improved during the second week. A few flaws were that other outside factors were not taken into account, and that can impact their feelings and moods. And to conclude my research, I conducted supports my thesis that mental health and social media can depend on each other. I found an abundance of information to back my topic, giving me a new perspective on the information. My main finding was that the two could be cause and effect, but outside factors have to be considered, such as existing mental health problems and other factors. Overall, more long-term research would have to be conducted to support it fully.